Hi, Dan Ferret here again in Django, because the Dan Ferret suit right now is being cleaned. So that suit is currently out of commission. So you have to deal with this fluffy face. I haven't done a rant in a while, and that's because I've been busy. And also I couldn't think of anything to talk about. And no one's given me any suggestions. But that's because no one really knows that I exist, and that's okay. I'm fine with that. But then I got an idea today, and that's because a few minutes ago, I just got back from a festival of sorts, here on campus. And it was fun. It was fun. It was the first time in a long time that I was able to do what I love to do as a fursuit. Because, yeah, fursuiting around campus on a normal day it's fine. It's fine. But you don't get the reactions that you get. Because these are all people who are about your same age, and they don't see the wonder behind it. They don't see the character. They see a person in a suit. And when you're around other people who aren't in the same kind of environment or the same kind of mindset, it really does change the perspective of what the fursuiter is doing. And so today, I went to this festival because I was bored out of my mind. And it was great. And I interacted with a few adults and a lot of kids. And that is where I got my rant. And that is fursuits and children. Because you see both fursuiters and parents messing it up all the time. And I'm going to explain what that means in a minute. Fursuiting around children, as most people know, is a very precarious thing. You have to do everything just right. Otherwise, misconceptions will be everywhere. And you could get in trouble. You could be sued, or police could be called, and all kinds of things, and it won't end well for the fursuiter. Now, I'm going to be talking about a few things, and one of them is handling children when it comes to fursuiting. You see a lot of fursuiters who are just like, I'm not going to talk around children ever at all. And, okay, I can understand the reason why you want to do that, but sometimes it's necessary to speak. It doesn't matter what your handler says, because they're not going to listen to the handler. They're going to listen to you, because you're the one who has the problem. For example, this is the first time that I have had the children pulling the tail, which for every fursuiter is a big no-no. And I let it go on for a little bit because they weren't pulling on it that hard. I figured they're just playing. We were playing tag, and so it was okay. Then it started getting a bit rough. So what I did was I went to the kids and I actually talked. I talked out of suit, and I'm just like, I have to ask you not to pull the tail, please. For my benefit, please don't pull the tail. And they listened. You see, if the parents say it or if the handler says it, then it becomes a challenge. Something that you have to do, but discreetly. When the person who's wearing it says it, it's a different reaction. So I broke the magic. I said, you know what? Please don't do it. And I asked them politely. I treated them like adults. I said, please don't pull the tail. You could break it. and it will cost me a lot of money to fix. So please don't do it. Just do me that courtesy. And they stopped. I don't get what the big hype is about children pulling tails when all you have to do is break the magic for a few seconds and say, hey, please stop. And the parents backed me up too. They even told the kids, don't pull the tails after I said it. And I'm not saying break the magic all the time. I'm just saying that if the situation starts to escalate, talk to them before it gets too far. Now, once you break the magic, it's broken. And it actually made it a lot more fun for me to interact with the kids once the magic was broken. I mean, sure, my voice doesn't fit this character, but they don't know that. Interacting with them became much more fun when I was able to actually talk and actually be silly. And I think it was a bit easier on the parents because they knew my intentions once I started talking. They understood that, yeah, I'm playing around with your kids. And we're just having fun. Instead of me being silent and chasing them around like a madman. Even though they started it. No, I did. I started poking a kid and then he ran away and then everyone started screaming and it was weird. And also, another thing that a lot of people say is fursuiting around children, you don't do this type of hug. You do a hug like this. And I can see why people would say that. I personally am not a fan of this kind of hug. This isn't a hug. This is a pose for a photo. This is the kind of thing where you have people next to you and you're doing or whatever the hell you're doing. That's what that's for, in my opinion. If the kid wants a hug, give them a damn hug. Just make sure that you know the parent's reaction. If the parents are okay with you there, then this kind of hug is okay. If they're kind of iffy about you being there, then this is the hug that you want to go for. You have to judge it by the parent. And that is partially, if you have a handler, that's partially your handler's job. Today, I went without a handler. My sweet mate is with her boyfriend. I actually ran into them there, so that was kind of cool. But, it's the kind of thing of, you need to know what you're doing. If it's your first time fursuiting, stick with these. And stick with these kind of hugs at first. And also, never do a hug like this, where you're really hugging them. Always make it light, like you're not even touching them, but your arms are still doing the hug motion, if that makes any sense. Actually, no, I will demonstrate. This is Stripes. Okay? Stripes, for today, will be a child. Hello, Stripes. This is the kind of hug you don't want to do. This kind of hug, where your hands are around the kid, and you're actually hugging them. This is the kind of hug you want to do. Get over here. They're hugging you, and then you kind of do this. You can see I'm not really pulling the kid to me. I'm putting my arms around it, but giving at least an inch of space. That way, I'm not actually touching the child. And that way, the parents feel more secure. Because you have to remember, what you do around the kids affects the parents, not the kid. Well, it does affect the kid, but in this regard, it's really the parents you need to worry about. So, don't I mean, you can touch them. I mean, I do a lot of the hair fluffing thing, like if I'm standing up. Like, here's my kid model doing this. I do that a lot. That's kind of just one of my signatures when I suit. And parents find it hilarious. And the kids, it's like when your mother does that to you, your father does that to you, and the kids are just like, come on. It's kind of the same reaction, and it's funny. It's funny for the adults. And yeah, it's at the kids' expense, but it's not like I'm hurting them or anything. And listen. Why do you always come in here when I'm recording something?
I live here?
Yes, but your timing is terrible. Love you.
Yeah.
Ha ha, you have to take out the trash. Anyway, where was I? Oh, hi. Do I get a hug? Okay, back to my rant. Anyway, where was I? Oh yeah, parents. When it comes to parents and adults in general, you have to remember that you're suiting for both of them. You're suiting for all demographics. So you gotta do something that'll entertain both the kids and the parents, sometimes at one of the other's expense. It's okay, they're not gonna hold it against you. Sorry, I'm distracted by them. You know I don't cut these, so you're all over my videos, Jazz. But also you have to pick where you're suiting wisely. I went to the festival because it's a festival of sorts. And festivals and things like that, picnics, things like that, are a lot more accommodating to a fursuiter than just walking around on a regular day. Going somewhere during an event, you're going to get a much better reception and a lot better interactions in general. I made at least 50 people smile today, and that's both old and young. And yes, I did scare a couple of children. And also, here's another thing. If you scare someone's child, go up to the parents and apologize. If the situation couldn't be fixed, do apologize. Make them understand that, yes, scaring kids does happen because you're in a giant animal costume. It's normal. There's nothing wrong with the kid, and there's nothing wrong with you. It is just something that happens. And some parents already know this. There was a parent who had a child who was terribly afraid of mascots anyway. And I don't know who the kid was because I overheard it. I wasn't actually looking at the person when they said it. So I don't know who the person was who said it. And Febreze a second.
It stinks.
Yeah, I noticed.
Go on, another lady coming.
Okay. I'm sorry for so many interruptions. But, you know, it's okay, because I'm in a jackal suit. Smile, damn it! Anyway. So, pick your venues wisely. If it's your hometown, then, like, for me, I'll suit in my hometown and I'll suit in Greenville, South Carolina, all the time. And they love me. They love me because I respect people's faces. If someone's scared of me, I don't approach them. If a child is scared, I'll try to turn them over, but if they don't, if they just stay scared, then you wave to the parents, you apologize, you do this face, something along those lines to show that you're sorry. That it's not your fault, it's just what happens. And it's a completely normal reaction for a child to be scared of a mascot. We're big, we're unusual, and it's normal. So, that's my spiel on children and fursuiting. But I've kind of segued into just fursuiting in public in general. So many people don't understand that you can't just put on a suit and walk out your door. That's what I do. Because I've had practice. I know how to put on a fursuit, walk out the door, and not have any problems. Here in my state, it is illegal to wear a mask in public. However, because I have not caused one lick of trouble, the police have turned a blind eye to me. That is having a good relationship with your neighborhood or venue that you like to suit in. Oh, it smells good in here now. Sorry. You have to have a good relationship with the locals, with the police. Like when I first started suiting on campus, not for the event, but just on campus in general, one of our on-campus police were special because we don't have security guards, we have a full-blown police force. Which isn't as common in the smaller schools. If you can hear the vacuum over me right now, I apologize and I'll re-record this. If not, then just have a vacuum. So, how can I put this? So, a police officer, one of our police officers, came up to me and literally asked me, she wanted to make sure that I wouldn't force someone afraid of me to interact with me. And I assured her I knew what I was doing. I've dealt with scared kids enough. I think I can deal with a scared 20-year-old, which is kind of hilarious. But I know how to handle it. She understood, and she was okay with it. Even though, technically, what I'm doing, I shouldn't be. But because I have a good reputation here, I'm allowed to. And that's why you see some videos where fursuiters are allowed to go into a Walmart, where most Walmarts won't allow you to go in suit. Because either one, they have friends who work there. Two, they've gone in there with other suit parts. Like there's one situation where there was someone who would go in with their tail a lot. So when they went in a full suit, they knew exactly who the person was, and they knew that they could be trusted. And that's kind of the thing. The first one, the one where you know someone who works there, that's the situation I have. There's a mall that I can suit in. Malls don't let you wear masks inside. But I can do it because I have a friend who works in the mall. And as long as I'm escorted by her, I can do whatever the hell I want in there. Well, not whatever. I mean, I can't steal something and I can't, be a disruptant. But I can perform in a mall of all places. Because I have the I have the luck of having a friend who can let me do that, who can let me be who I am and do what I do. Today was a special day for me because I was able to interact with kids, with older people, and not just a bunch of 20-year-olds. And it was really, really, really nice, and it reminded me why I do what I do. I don't do this for myself. I do this for everybody else. I do this for the people who I interact with. And seeing so many people happy that I was there, and the kids that I was playing around with, seeing them as happy as they were, I turned what was already an amazing day for them, because festivals are always fun, into something even better. Because I was willing to interact with them. I was willing to, hug them and give them high fives and play weird tag things. It wasn't really tag more than run away from the jackal, but you know what I mean. And it was fun. It's the most fun I've had shooting in so long. And it is exactly what I needed. I've been down the dumps for the past few days, for the past couple of weeks actually. And now I'm finally starting to feel my old spark come back. Because I was able to make people happy. I was able to do what I was born to do. Vacuum! Sorry about this. Okay. Sorry about that. Cleaning is necessary. We have 2 cats. Oh, well, my time is pretty much up here. Yeah, I don't know where this rant went. But, yeah, to recap the basic point of this, when shooting around both kids and adults, be aware of their reactions. And you see so many situations where a fursuiter scares a child and doesn't try to fix it. I try. I do everything in my power to try to get that kid to turn around. And if I can't, I can't, and I apologize. I do the right thing. I make sure that the parent knows that I understand what just happened, that there was nothing I could do to change that, even though I tried. And that there's nothing wrong with their kid either. I mean, it's natural. And, I mean, that's the best that you can do in that situation, is just try to show the parent that you do care. That you care enough that you don't want their kid to be scared of you, that you don't want that reaction to happen, but you can't help it if it does. If that makes any sense. So that's the end of this spiel. And I'll see you guys later.